Hey everybody, good evening. Clark Commando here, 1983, aka Mark Ruggiero. Today's a good day. So what we're gonna do here, we are at this is Multi-Man Publishing, the Gamer's Last Chance for Victory. And we are at the top of the 10 a.m. turn and at the very end towards the Confederates. What I wanted to do here in this video is I'm going to go over some rules and I'm going to cover the main action of what's left of the Confederates to do right here. And then depending on time, I may do the Union half of the turn. I am going to go over some rules. I'm going to do this like as an after action report. Having a phenomenal time with this system. And so glad that I decided to play it. And I recommend that you do. This is video number 4, I believe. And this will be part of my ongoing learn to play after action report. So where we're at in the sequence of play is the activity phase, movement and combat. And just to recap a little bit, this is the first day scenario. There's a bunch of special rules. Part of that is Heth is orders to stay on the Chambersburg Pike. So recon and force, it will end on either noon or when they decide it's no longer worthwhile. And what's happening here is, of course, Pegram's battery has orders to bombard the cavalry, but they're pretty far away, so I haven't done that, especially since there was no ammunition available. So if they get depleted, they're going to have to go off the board. It does not mean that I will not do it. It just means not going to happen right now. I believe I'm operating in the spirit of the orders that they have. Need to have targets to actually shoot, right? So, and anyway, so that being said, the Union side, I'll cover a little bit of the cavalry and what open order units mean, which are units with a bugle on them. I'm not going to pull a unit off the map to show you, but the symbol is pretty clear. I'll cover some special rules there. The Union, the First Corps, correct? Yes, under Reynolds, been released. Double days marching on the board. There's some special rules in effect as far as quick time movement, and the Iron Brigade is on the way. Right now, Cutler's unit is, let's see if they're in the picture here. And no, they're not. Okay, that's where we're at. All right. So they're on the way. So that being said, we're going to start off. So the action phase is where you do your movement and your combat. So the first thing the Confederate player has to decide, because of the 0 leader rule, and you may or may not have watched my other video, the 0 leader rule is any brigade leader with a command rating of 0 has to roll a die when they get activated, and on a 1 they don't move. They can still fire. On a 2 or a 3 they get half their movement, and a 4, 5, or 6 they get their full 6 movement points, which is in line formation, which you can see on the chart here. There's line formation and has all the terrain costs. So we'll go over that as we go. So I think the first thing that I want to do is, and this is not like the best play, right? It's my first time playing through. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to activate Davis. So let's see what kind of movement he has. So he's going to roll a die, and we get a 5. So that means all his units get 6 movement points. So we are going to go ahead and move. So that being said, I'm going to, let's see, what do I want to do first here? So I'm going to explain movement a little bit. Basically, I can look up the terrain cost, but clear hexes are 1. And Zocs are kind of locking. Open order, one of the first special rules, they have all around front facing, which is good. They also can only fire 3 factors out of their hex instead of the normal 8. Normally you can fire up to 8 but that has some advantages. And the Confederates, what they want to do here is press their attack so they can have a decent shot at the cavalry. And then once they do that, they're going to, the cavalry being open order, if they get shot at before the shot resolves, and if it's the hex they're being shot from is eligible for an opening volley, which is anywhere within 3 hexes of them, they have to retreat 2 hexes. And then if there still happens to be a shot for the Confederates, or vice versa, the Confederates have some sharpshooters, and I don't know, like right now on the board, they don't have any open order except for some sharpshooters that are not part of the attack. Also, for fire in the activity phase, you can move up to half your movement and still fire. So that being said, let's get started. So we're going to move the 55th North Carolina, part of Davis Hess, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna, that's interesting. So we're gonna go 1, costs 1 to go forward. You can enter any 3 hex sides. 2, you can crab walk, right? You don't change the facing. Facing for line units cost 1. Open order, change facing for free, as do units in column. So that's, what did I say? Crap. 1, 2, 3. We're going to change 4. Now we're going to try to close because we want to go to that hex right there, I think. And so there again, the Union, I probably screwed their setup up, but that's okay. We're learning here, correct? So we're going to go to, you have to roll to close when you want to move adjacent, and then you would move again if you're trying to do a charge, which we're not going to do here, which is a mechanism that replaces close combat. So let's see, closing roll table. Here you go. It's pretty simple. I'm going to put it, let's see, where'd it go? There we go. All right. So you look at the unit's morale. It's a B morale. Yes, B morale. So they need to roll a 3+ to advance. There's some modifiers here. So there's no leader with a 2 or better value. It's not into a rear hex because they have all around facing. And none of these apply. So we're going to roll a die, and on a 3 or better, they'll get to advance in the hex. A 3. So they're good. So they advance. And there's no shooting. So because they moved more than half. Now we're going to move up the 2nd Mississippi A. No, let's do, yeah, we're going to do A. We're going to go 1. And then we're going to try to do 2. We're going to spend 3 to try to close to that hex and still be able to fire. That's also a B morale unit. So we know that 1 through 3 or 3 or higher works, and they get another 3. So they close 3. Now they're going to declare a shot, right? You cannot combine different units into shooting, right? Everything is 1 stack at a time. So we're going to go ahead and declare a shot. Of course, it creates an opportunity for an opening volley. So what happens there is he has to retreat 2 hexes. So he's going to go 1, 2. And you can't do gamey stuff. You have to be able to, retreat locally to the rear. They are able to leave a Zoc in a retreat and actually open orders. Normal unit outside of retreating, and 1 or 2 other cannot leave a Zoc. Now, there's still an opportunity fire here because opportunity fire is a range of 3. And we're going to go ahead and look at the table here. It's probably not a very good shot. And it's 1 dice. But this unit here, all around facing, 1, 2, 3. They moved within 3. They spent movement points and took a shot. That's spending movement points and taking a shot is what generates an opening volley. So opening volley table, we're going to look 3 hexes. We need a 6 to inflict 1 loss on the 2nd Mississippi. So we roll a dice and we get a 5, so no loss. Easy, right? Replaces the old defensive fire mechanism, and a lot of times you would end up with, you know, one results, etc. You can, in exceptional cases, get two results. If you get a result, cause a leader loss check if there's a leader, and a morale check. So, but none of that applies. So now we're going to move the next unit, the 42nd Mississippi. Oh, let's see. Do they have a shot? 1, 2, 3. Looks like this is the one thing I keep struggling with a little bit with this game is the is the height levels. The for me on the chart, it's not indiscriminable, but it's been a little bit rough for me. So, but the it's a good chart. It's just to me the colors are just a hair off, and it could be just my color vision. So, phenomenal game, doesn't detract. So let's see. Actually, that's a musket, and they can't shoot because they have a range of 1. Which, if you look on the there again, the player aid card tells you all the different weapons, their max range, what type they are. What type they are matters for the possibility of some shifts down here, right? Also, let's color and cover it now in case I forget, but the threshold value chart. So that tells you how many strength points you need in a hex to be able to get that number of shifts. There's honestly not a lot of shifts available, but could have an impact. And I don't know, I think it's kind of a cool mechanism. So that being said, all right, no shot. And they would have to, of course, and actually I screwed up because they would have to shoot at the unit that just left anyways. They can't pick a different target. So now we're going to move the Mississippi B. We're going to go 1, 2, crab walk. And we're going to go 3 to change facing. Now that's the max, right? That's half. And I want to be able to shoot at these guys. They're again within 3. Creates an opening volley. So we're going to go back 2. Okay? That has to be done. Now if that unit, the rifle, still had a shot, which they don't because they're on the back side of the hill now, they still could shoot and it wouldn't be a very good shot. But anyway, so that being said, now we're going to go ahead and push the second Mississippi here. I want to go 1, 2, and I'm going to roll to close because I want to, actually, yeah, I'm going to, boy, that's a tough decision. Yeah, I'm going to roll to close here, I think. Yeah. So there again, it's a B morale. So we know it's a 1 through a 3. And we get a 4. All right. So they get to close. That's their third movement point, right? Yeah, I hope I counted that right. I'm not going to go back and look. I'm going to declare a shot here. They're going to go 1, 2 to the rear. And I think that they have a shot. It's 3 hexes. So, and they don't. It's muskets. Range of 1. They caught me off guard there a little bit. All right. Now we're going to move the 42nd Mississippi. And we're going to close. We're going to go 1, 2. And I want to just go ahead and try to close into there. Now, if I wanted to charge, I'd actually have to spend 3 because you can only charge directly in front of you. But I don't want to do that right now. So we're going to roll a dice. And we get a 3. That's a C morale. Let's see what the chart says. I think they missed. Yeah, they need a 4 up. So they don't get to advance. Now they still get to shoot. So they're going to declare a shot at the unit, that they targeted, which is going to cause this unit to retreat 1, 2 hexes. Now there's no shot. Even rifle fire. Let's see here. Yeah, that little hill there, I think, blocks the line of sight. This is the obstacle here. They're on this side of the hill. They're on that side. Could be no, because this hill sticks out here, so there's no shot there. All right, so that leaves the hex that Mr. Davis is in. So what we want to do is make sure he's within command. So the command radius, once again, it's like a tree, it goes down. So here's the command chart. So from Army to Corps is 20 X's, Corps division is 12, from the division to the brigade is 6, and from the brigade to the regiments is, excuse me, division to brigade is 8, and from brigade down to the regiments is 6. So that being said, we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to go ahead and go, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. I don't really want to stick them out too much. 4. And we'll go ahead and declare, can we see that hex? Let me move my side. Sorry guys, I had my surgery yesterday and my side's still hurting a little bit, so I gotta be careful. Looks like from here to here we have a shot. It's 3 hexes with an opening volley. So there again, they're gonna have to retreat. 1, 2. This guy's on the back side, so no possible opening volley there. So that ends Davis. Now we're going to do Archer. And I hope you're learning something. I'm having a ball doing this. Oh, I got to be careful with my side, though. It's starting to hurt a little bit. Dang it. All right. Stop it, Mark. We're doing a video. All right. So we're going to go ahead and roll for Archer. He's a 0 brigade. Once again, a 1, no movement, 2 or 3 half, 4, 5, or 6 full. Get a 5, so they get their full 6 movement points. So let's think about this move for a second and see if we can do something exciting. So I can show you fire combat. That was my goal. Show you fire combat and some other things. I will go over a couple other things. So we have let's see here. We got rifles, rifles, rifles. What's this guy? Rifles. All right. So we're going to go 1. I don't know if this is the best move, but I'm going to go 1. Crab block. 2. Remember, you can enter any of the front 3, but you do not change the hex side. So 2, we're going to roll to close. And this time I have a 2 or better leader, and a B morale is a 3 or higher, but since I have a 2 or better leader, it's going to be a +1. That's on the chart. And so basically anything but a 1. And they get a 4. So they're good. So they're going to advance. Okay, I think we're going to have some fun here in a second. So that puts this unit 1, 2. They're behind the hill. That 1 hill in front of them. But this unit here still has an opening volley shot. Now he has to try to shoot at him. He can't change his target. So he's not going to get to shoot, but I'm going to get an opening volley. It's going to be 3 hexes. I need a 6. I showed the chart earlier. So a 6, I need a 6 to get a hit. And I get a 3. So no effect. Okay. So that's that. Let's so what's next for Archer's unit? The muskets. Yeah, we're gonna, I think 1, 2, no, 1, 2, 3. We're gonna, this guy's a musket. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this might not be a, let's see, 4. Do I really want to do that? No, I don't. I'm just going to go here. Okay. Oh, I'm going to get to demonstrate a rule here in a second. So for the sake of doing it, let's see here. So this guy here, we're going to move the 13th Alabama Archer Brigade. So we're going to go 1. Now see this dark green line here? That's a wood. So woods doesn't normally cost more than 1 for infantry in line. And there again, that's on the table. But the Where is it? The Woods hexide, I believe, costs 1. Yes, wood hexide. Where is it? Right there. +1. Note A. Note A says wood hexides are for movement. The actual wood symbol is for LOS. Excuse me. So, so anyway, so 1, 2, 3, because it's extra +1 for the wood side hex. This red, it's prohibited, right? You'll notice it's there. There's some along the railroad cut. By the way, the railroad cut is not a good place to be in. So, all right, so we're at 1, 2, 3, and we're going to push a little bit into this rough terrain. So this is going to be, and they don't have enough movement because they're 1, 2, 3. It would be 1 for oh, they would have enough. So it'd be 1 for the green hex side. Now this is a slope, which actually costs you an extra movement point either way. So we went 1, 2, 3. We're going to go 4, 5 to enter the hex, cross this, and then 6 for the slope, and that ends their movement. Okay, first Tennessee, 1. And then we have to do what? Roll the close. That's right. So B morale. So 3 or better. No modifiers. And they got a 2. So they don't get to advance. So I get to demonstrate another rule, which is good. So they still can... Oh, wait. Shoot. I screwed that up. 1. Let me turn this guy, actually, so he could actually shoot. Cheat, right? Solitaire cheating. But they failed to close. They tried to close in the hex, but they still have a shot. So I'm going to declare the shot because they spent less than half their movement, or half or less. What generated the opening volley opportunity, which is going to make these guys retreat, is within 3 hexes, and the unit shooting at them spent movement. So we're going to retreat. We're going to go 1, 2, straight back. Now, that means that the unit doesn't have a shot at the unit anymore because it's behind that hill. And it's this right here. So it goes, up, up, and then down. So, all right. So that's that. So now we're going to go here. We're going to go 1, 2. No, you know what? Let's do this. We're going to go 1. You notice it doesn't cost anything for the stream. 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to try to close there. Once again, B morale. And I got a 6. So they get to close. And this guy has to retreat 1, 2, because I'm going to do the shot. He no longer has a shot at him. There's no Union units that could take the opening volley. And so let's see. We want to keep our guys in line. 1, 2, 3. Why? This might have been a mistake doing this, but we'll see. I don't think so, because the goal of the Union, one of the special rules in this scenario, is that Buford's division, if he takes losses from getting shot at with artillery or regular fire, each strength point at the beginning of each turn they have to roll, and if they roll that number or less, all of the cavalry disappear, except for what am I trying to look for? Come on, Mark, chemo brain. Except for, oh my God, I'm so sorry, guys. Except for Calise Battery. So that's not pleasant. So now, for command and control purposes, and to keep with the spirit of what we're doing, we're going to go ahead. So remember, from the division, right, down to from the corps of the divisions 12, from the division of the brigades 8, So easily 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But we're going to go ahead and move Heth up the road a little bit. And then, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The brigade commanders to the regiment of 6. Artillery. I could post them if you have a leader, which I do, enter adjacent. You can tell. This also has a artillery HQ, which has a command radius of 4 here. But you can send artillery outside of their command radius by posting them. And what that is for each artillery leader, and there are some other leaders, if they're designated as artillery, then you're able to post them. You can send 1 battery per leader per turn. You could say, I want you to go up, in here somewhere and set up, and that's going to be your new station, right? You cannot unlimber without the chance of losses within 4 hexes of an enemy unit. All right, how far in are we? So we're 26 minutes in. So I think, I'm going to go ahead and do the Union reaction here. The first thing you would do in the Union turn, which I'm not going to show you because I got a bunch of guys I need to run up the road, and but I am going to do the action piece of their turn, which is the action phase, right? You start off sequence of play. Just to be clear, nobody's eligible right now. You would go through the orders, the command. So you'd roll to see if orders were accepted. You get to roll to see if your army commander, whoever's in charge, gets to issue any orders. There's certain modifiers on the first day scenario. So there's nobody to issue orders to, actually. So for the Union, and the Confederates are under restriction, I think, till Lee enters. So, but you would go through that. Also, part of the special rules for the Confederates is no fluke attack stoppage, so therefore there's no attack recovery. So that was what you would do first, is command phase. Everybody's in command radius. 2, check that at the time of movement. Attack recovery, none, like I said. And there's no reason, I don't believe, to roll for the fluke attack stoppage for the cavalry. So, because they're under special rules. Now, Wadsworth, his division is going to be under attack orders when they get there. So they would have to roll for fluke stoppage. So we go to the movement and combat. So what the goal, I think, for the Confederate player, and I could be wrong, but one of the main goals in this scenario, ouch, my side hurts. Let me get my handy dandy little pointer pencil. And let's see if it's in my scope of video. I tried to zoom in. Nope, it's not. So basically, what's really important for the Union to do is keep this recon in force from getting to Seminary Ridge, basically, between Hagerstown Road and the Cashtown Pike. If the Confederates are able to get there, like, all kinds of stuff happens that's good for the Confederates. Lee's rating goes up. There's other leaders that, instead of operating on their 2 side, will operate on their 4 side. So really bad mojo. But like what happened historically, you'll see here in a second. Well, you won't see it this term, but you'll probably see Cutler's division enter the fray here. And he's under orders from Reynolds. So I got Reynolds. Where is Reynolds? Reynolds. Oh, he's back here. So, okay, but he's on his way. He's got orders. Their orders are basically to stay centered on the Cashtown Pike and attack to retake any position that the Confederates have taken. There is no defensive orders, and a move order wouldn't make sense. So I wrote up an attack order. Your attack orders can be pretty simple. I'll read you what I wrote for. So I wrote double march to McPherson's Ridge, center on Cashtown Pike. repel Confederate forces, stop short of Willoughby Run. If need, most hold and so as long as possible on McPherson's Ridge. And then when Doubleday entered with the first quarter headquarters, you have to assign a hex to him, and he'll march up and participate. But 2830 on the north map is the hex I picked right here. And because once your HQ gets to where they're at, they're nailed to the ground, I think is the word that Dean uses. So the goal, I think, for the Union here, you don't want to give the Confederates any free good shots. And, honestly, within 3, it's kind of a little bit pretty risky. And I'll give you an example. So when the Confederates do go, and I'll show you the table. I got to take my time here a little bit. I'm going to stand up. And yeah, some of you know I'm going through some stuff. So anyways, so let's just as an example say held my ground, right? Now this is out of line of sight, so I may stay there, right? But if these guys get their full movement, they're going to be able to kind of swing and separate me from Buford, right? So we don't want that to happen. So we're going to adjust those guys. But let's see if I can get an example that would be good. So let's just say, let's for a minute pretend that this unit can see this unit. They can't. But rifles have a range of, so what I mean is if I don't move that unit, what kind of shot would the Confederates have? So rifles have a range of 4. There are 6 combat factors in that unit. And like I said, this is the Union turn. I'm just kind of walking through this a little bit to give you an idea of the defense. So small arms fire, range of 3. We get 2 shifts left. And you look at the type of weapon, which rifle is nothing. But if you look, there are some shifts right down here, depending on what kind of weapon's firing. And once again, I'll mention the threshold. Like you need that strength point or less. So right now, though, so rifle, 6 on the 6, 2 left to be on the 2 to 3 table. So we're not going to stand our ground anyways in that area. But, that's the kind of thing you want to think about. You want to give them that 2 to 3 shot because 9 or better, you take a loss, and on next turn you're rolling. And if you have 1 loss on a 1, right, 1, you would, all the cavalry disappears. So, now the other thing you would do at this point in the action phase, which I'm not going to do, I will do it off camera because I want to cover whatever action happens. You check the order of arrival for reinforcements. So we're on the Union 10 a.m. turn. So there are no reinforcements. And the other special rule it mentioned is I'm playing the traditional start. You can play where everybody's already like ready to go start. I did the traditional start to the scenario. It starts at 8:30 a.m. But starting on the 8:45 a.m. turn is when you start rolling for the Iron Brigade release, right? And I just mentioned that because at 10 o'clock, it's automatic, right? But at 8:45, you roll a die for roll 1, they get released. And at next turn, 1 or 2, and so forth. And that's where, like, Reynolds gets to issue an order that automatically gets accepted. You get to start really, moving your guys and taking action. So what I want to do, I'm going to see, and I am playing this totally on the fly. There's no planning for this turn at all. So I'm not going to show you, but what the double quick rule is, and this is a special rule for the scenario, is once the Reynolds and everybody gets released, units, normally they get to march all the way up to the south map of, was it 928, I believe, by the Peach Orchard, and they have to stop till everything gets released. Once they're released, any unit that the head of the column is at that 928 or further north, they get to do what's called double quick. And double quick means they get, if they're in column, they have to be in column, they get 16 movement factors. No, 16 hexes. That's the key. Not movement factors, but they can move 16 hexes, right? So they're trying to hustle up so they can take Buford's position over. All right. So thanks for sticking with me if you're still here. Maybe you're having a cup of coffee and this is your third, section of your watch. Really appreciate it. I love doing this. I love wargaming. You guys that know me know that. Anyways, all right. So what I want to evaluate, I kind of already showed you. I want to try to end up in a position with the cavalry where I can defend, knowing that I'm going to end up having to retreat too. But one thing that I do want to do, and yes, I do have tweezers. I just actually haven't had to use them yet. Cutler, you can't see his back here, but I'm going to see how far he could get and before they pop out of line. And once the unit pops out of line, in the line, they can't do double quick. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So they could actually get up into here. I'm going to mark this hex. That would be the lead unit. So that gives me a little bit idea of what I'm going to be able to throw up in front of Archer. So I think that being said, it gives me a little bit more confidence. Now Buford's back here, so division to the brigade is 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's actually a headquarters. It's bolted into the ground right here. So actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then from here it'll be 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I really don't want to give the Confederates a decent shot. So we're going to go 1, 2. Remember, they have all around facing. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to bunch up a little bit. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try. Now let's do this. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So I want to stick 3 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to slide these guys up to here. Kind of gamble a little bit because they still could get a shot at 3 hexes, but I'm going to take the gamble. Cutler and them and the boys are almost here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we're going to see if this is going to work because might be getting a little too spread out. But we do have the railroad cut here. So that's going to help. We're going to leave Caliph's battery alone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think we're going to gamble. So we're going to do that. And that's where we're gonna live with it. So let's see what happens here. Let's see if I really screwed this up. You know what? Ouch. 6. The reason I'm counting behind, because if the Confederates get up to here, this would block their command, but I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're still being command. Caliph's batteries in a good spot, so we're going to leave them there. So here comes Cutler's Brigade. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. And we'll go to here, 15. And let's see if that's a mistake. So then we spend the last hex of movement, which I believe is legal. Normally it's 1 movement point, but these are hexes. What the rule says is as soon as you switch the line, that ends their double quick. So next unit, 2, 4, 6, 6, 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16. Ugh. All right, well, this may not be the best. You know what, we're going to do this. It's a little bit of gamble hanging his flank out like that, but I do have the railroad cut. If I get a little bit lucky, let's see, 1, 2, 3, yeah, I would get a flank shot there. But anyways, may not be the smartest thing in the world to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 5 hexes, isn't it? Maybe what we'll do, kind of leaves Khalif open a little bit. I just don't know what's 1, 2. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that, aren't I? If I get to here, flank. I need to do 1 hex back. What if I do that? I was kind of hoping to give Khalif's battery a shot, but I don't think that's going to happen because the hill's in the way. You can't shoot over the head of, you have to be 5 hexes away to be able to shoot over the head. And if you don't, there's penalties. So, and I'm going to stick with that. If I'm mistaken, I'll try to correct it in the next video. And I think I'm mumbling, so I apologize. So actually, this guy can get to here. That 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. Just short. I better leave him here. This guy's going to go here. It's not the best line. Actually, we'll go there. Not the best at all. And here comes Reynolds. And so Reynolds is he's gonna die pretty soon. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You know, he's not gonna be able to do that anyway, so all right. Sorry, mumbling again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And the one thing that I did not do, and there's nobody can get at these guys, so I'm going to leave them in column, is when I moved my cavalry, I actually have a couple of shots, I think. So, but I'm not going to take the shot because that exposed me to opening volley. And all I'm trying to do right now is preserve the cavalry. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Some more guys. Got some Hall's First Corps artillery coming. And that, let's see. Oh my goodness. I hope it wasn't blurry for long. Was it, guys? What the fuck's going on here? Come on, focus. Damn it. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to watch the video now. Why won't it refocus? What the hell? Something, there we go. There we go. All right. So anyways, thank you. 45 minutes in. God, I hope that that wasn't blurry. I hope you're able to see. If it wasn't, I'll figure it out. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks. Bye.